And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, here on FPW Championship Wrestling, part of the FPW Championship Series, the Dark Horde, Evil Uno, Strongbad, and Buzz Burnov to your left. Meet the King's Court, led by Jimmy King, the King of Rock, and his partners King Cairo and King Matrik. The winning team will advance on to the second round of our championship series. So let's get down to ringside for the action. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Balaganoush, alongside with Rick Rocker, our senior correspondent. And ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to be in for a hell of a ride here on Championship Wrestling as the Dark Horde make their way. The NXT champion Evil Uno and his boys, Strongbad to your left, Buzz Burnov to your right. The Dark Horde, ladies and gentlemen, make their presence in the FPW Championship Series. Now, Rick Rocker, with your indulgence, could you please tell the fine people watching this at home what the Championship Series is all about? Well, absolutely there, Johnny. First and foremost, thank you very much for having me at the broadcast table there, Johnny, and thank you everybody else for watching the show at home. We're hoping that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and, of course, clicked on the ringy-dingy-dingy notification. It's very important to keep up with all of us here in Fantasy Pro Wrestling. So, as Johnny had mentioned to me, what is the purpose of the Championship Series? Well, there is over 3 brands here, FPW, No Mercy, and Ladies Championship Wrestling, that are taking part in this series. And the whole purpose of this series is to initiate, to crown, ladies and gentlemen, to identify, to recognize who is going to be the next, possibly, the next potential champion. Now, in Fantasy Pro Wrestling, we have the Universal Championship, the most prestigious championship ever to walk, ever to be held by a man, by a wrestler, by an actual champion that is fitting. And of course, this is a team setting, so one man from the team will earn the right to compete for the Universal Championship, but that one man has to score enough points that has been able to surpass his teammates. So, Johnny and fans watching this all over the world, here's a little example. So, in the King's Court, we have Jimmy King, King Cairo, who's making his way down the ring right now, and of course, King Matrik. Now, should Jimmy King score more points than his teammates, then he's a candidate for the Universal Championship. Meanwhile, his 2 other partners can get an opportunity to compete for their tag team championship. In this case here, King Cairo and King Matrik can actually compete for the FPW Tornado Tag Team titles, because the Tornado Tag Team titles are at home here with Fantasy Pro Wrestling. So, that's pretty much the bulk of it for FPW. No Mercy and LCW, similar situation. Only different championships. So, Rick, at the end of the day, it's all about the points. Absolutely. It's all about the points in this championship series. Points is all that matters. Wins, losses, those things happen. But the points makes the match. The points makes the wrestler get to their championship. All right, Rick, so you're talking about points. Well, how do you earn points? Tell the fans out there, how do you earn points? It's simple, Johnny. The only way to win points is by pinfall or submission. Just those two options. Now, disqualifications can occur, and so can countouts. That's the case, no points will be awarded in the league or the championship series. However, in the match, it'll still count as a point, and that team will advance. The only difference is each individual superstar will not be awarded a point and may not even get a chance to compete for a said championship. It all depends, fans. It all depends on the performance of these superstars. Well, speaking of wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost about... Well, fans, we're now underway. 30 minutes on the clock. Now, if I may say so, Ricky, this match is technically an Iron Man match, but it's gonna play off almost like a hockey game. Because in hockey, you have a timer, right? About 20 minutes per period. This pretty much plays off like a hockey game, like a hockey match. Two teams, and each team has to score points, and each player can earn a point, just like each player in a hockey team can earn a point. So, as Rick Rocker had stated, this is the FPW side of things, which means that yes, someone is going to go up for the Universal Championship, and someone or some people might go for the tag team titles, in this case, the Tornado tag team title. Of course, on the No Mercy side, we've got, oh, look at that beautiful double team super kick on Jimmy King. He didn't see that one coming. My goodness, the action, ladies and gentlemen, is uncanny. And it's hard to keep up because we got news. We have updates to tell you all, but god damn, do we have enough time to tell all of this stuff while we're having a wrestling match? Well, Johnny, I wish there was time. There is 28 minutes left, and whatever you have to say, I'm sure it won't take up all the time. So take the time you need to address the fine audience sitting at home right now, wherever they are, on the bus, in a taxi cab, Uber, their parents' house, their friend's house, anywhere they are, even in the bathroom. You got time, Johnny. So this match here is going to be quite interesting, how these two teams have a different perspective, a different dynamic, if you will. Well, I was going to say that the No Mercy series is and the LCW series is pretty much the same, except this time you're going for the No Mercy Championship and the ECW World Tag Team Championships. For Ladies Championship Wrestling, then you're going to go for either the World title or the World Tag Team title. It all depends on what goes down. Look at that. Sky Stanley just sliding for that pinfall, but it's still too early. Beautiful power slam there by Jimmy King. Oliver Platt, by the way, from the Ready to Rumble motion picture way back 21 years ago. I can't believe it's been almost 20 years. Over 20 years since that movie has been out. Unbelievable. Well, yes, I mean, half the wrestlers were already dead. I mean, Mr. Perfect or Kurt Hennig was in that movie. Bam Bam Bigelow was also in that movie, and they're dead. Macho Man Randy Savage was also in that movie, and he died too. Sunset Flip Powerbomb by Strongbad on King Matrik, but a beautiful drop toe. Desperation move, mind you, but it was still effective. So as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for 30 minutes. So once the clock reaches its limit, the match will be over, and whoever scores as many points will advance on to the next round, which, by the way, is going to be happening in the fall. In fact, all the second matches are going to be happening in the fall. So this one, No Mercy and LCW, it's going to be an amazing turn of events, especially once we get down to the actual winners, the teams that have actually won the series, and the individuals who have earned the most points. It's all about the points, Rick. I mean, you said it best. But is there any differences between pinfall and submission earned points? I mean, or is it all pretty much equal amount of points? Well, I'm glad you asked, because, and I was hoping that you were going to mention this during the entrances, but by pinfall, if you score points that way, pinfalls are worth 3 points, and submission points, you get to earn 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So ideally, you'll want to force your opponent to submit. It's the most brutal way to get your opponent to surrender, but also it's an amazing way to rack up on points. Beautiful double team right there. King Cairo and Jimmy King working together to try and get Buzz Burnov the level 1 boss battle and Double Dragon Deuce. And now, speaking of double team maneuvers, look at this back body drop. Strongbad in the ring now, trying to force Jimmy to submit. Sky Stanley's in position, and everyone just comes into the ring. It's a huge conglomerate. It's an incredible thing, ladies and gentlemen, once you think about it. The Championship Series. This is all so that you can headline Blood, Sweat, and Tears. That means that in December of 2021, there will be a Universal Championship match, a No Mercy Championship match, and an LCW World Title match. Now, the tag teams, that's going to be a little bit different. It all depends on the management, on what they want to do. And Johnny, I do believe that you are part of the management team. That is right, but before we go on to that, how about that airplane spin by the one and only Strongbad? Very vintage, very classic approach. End of days by King Cairo, going for the hook of the leg, and unfortunately did not make it to 2. And if I saw correctly, I think I saw King Matrik sticking out his hand. He wants a tag, Johnny. But I think that King Cairo's got this whole match under control. He had executed the end of days, which is a glorified STO. And as he went for the pin, Strongbad didn't even phase him. Strongbad's got a lot of energy left. Sure, it might be goofy. Yes, I never saw a luchador with boxing gloves before. But if you think about it, and if you understand the reference behind this character, look up Strongbad Homestar Runner on Google, and you're gonna find who Strongbad really is, and that's the guy in the ring, Rick. I mean, I still remember last year, Joe Bruiser was in the ring with Strongbad. As a matter of fact, that was his first opponent, Strongbad. And hell, just for extra trivia, did anyone know that Strongbad actually won the match, even though he was face down and outside the ring? That is correct. Joe Bruiser lost his debut match via disqualification. Well, that was a year ago. Joe Bruiser didn't know much, and now look where he is. He wrestles for No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling now. Exactly. He can do all the disqualifications he wants because on the No Mercy brand, which is hardcore wrestling, you can pretty much do as you see fit. If you want to use a folding chair to your advantage, go right ahead to your heart's content. Steel steps, baseball bats, crutches, ladders, tables, what have you, championship belts, what have you. You can pretty much do whatever you want, especially in this championship as well. Beautiful leg drop there by King Matrik, going for the cover, and look at Jimmy King. The King trying to fend off the Dark Horde. Evil Uno is just sitting there, standing there, unfazed. Oh, beautiful knuckle sandwich to Burnov in the center of the ring. Oh, I could have sworn that was it. Look at Matrik just leveling Burnov with those punches, and Burnov knows all about punches. Look at that, big club to the chest. As the first boss battle in Double Dragon 2. I remember when I was a child and I had that game and I played it for the very first time in my life, and I got to all the way to the top of that little building, and there he was, Burnov, and I'm thinking, who the fuck is this guy? He has no name. I didn't even think that the booklet even had his name even written out. I had no idea. The guy reminded me of Vader. Evil Uno stomped on that submission hold, breaking that hold. It's still 0-0-0-0-0. Sorry, go on there, Rick. Well, I thought that the boss battle in Double Dragon 2, the first boss battle was Vader. I'm like, he looks exactly like Big Van Vader. And now look at this. He's in the house, he's in the game, and he's in big, big trouble because there's that bear hug locked in position, but Burnov is not giving up. He is not forfeiting in this matchup here, and even if you did, the match still continues because, like we said at the start of the matchup here, this is essentially an Iron Man match, but this is also going to play off like a hockey game because this is the championship series for Fantasy Pro Wrestling. King Matrik now has Burnov in another submission stance. Can this be a point? Sky Stanley rings the bell. That's 5 points. 5 points for King Matrik. As you had mentioned, Rick, it's a whole lot better. It makes a big difference if you win via submission. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, the King's Court are in the lead, 1-0. But individually, King Matrik has now been awarded 5 points. That's huge. Speaking of huge, King Matrik now going for a second submission attempt. And King Cairo, look at that beautiful roundhouse kick, the key lock kick or key lock combo number 4. And that allowed Evil Uno to go down to the ground. More submission. This could be 2 points coming up, and Strongbad saves the day. Interesting turn of events. This match is halfway done, borderline halfway completed, and King Matrik has awarded himself 5 points. This is huge. Oh! First blood, and he's walking all over him. King Matrik just walked on the chest, the spiked chest of Burnov. He's fearless, Tony. He's absolutely fearless in this matchup here. Nothing seems to faze King Matrik. There's that club again. Burnov is one hell of a talent. I'm going to be honest with you. I am actually quite amazed. Now looks like Uno has the upper hand. The cravat neckbreaker. The tides have changed, Rick. Oh, absolutely. And they should. Oh, Stone Cold Stunner. Vintage Evil Uno. But of course, a popular move performed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, I think that Matrik may have a comeback opportunity. I don't know if he's going to be able to use it or not. And there's Uno now on the pin. Not even close to a 1. Watch out, Uno. The tank. The tank is in position. Motion to the crowd. What could this be? Oh, beautiful pile driver. Well, look at that. Strongbad holds up King Matrik. And now Uno gets the advantage. Oh, way to use your head there, Uno. The evil 8-bit luchador has found a second win. He was almost doomed. That avalanche power driver, that's a beautiful maneuver. Very dangerous if you don't do it properly. That can actually be the difference maker. And look at this. The Kings. Oh, a punch in the old breadbasket. Giving King Matrik a breather and allowing the leader, Jimmy King, to take control of this match. Beautiful Samoan splash or Samoan drop. And now King Matrik back in the game. 14 minutes remains on the clock. Look at these guys. Everybody comes in at the same time. You know, Johnny, I don't quite understand the logic. I mean, everybody comes in at the same time. It's going to be a total mess. It's going to be a huge clusterfuck. Sky Stanley in position. Oh my goodness. Evil Uno actually escaped. He actually kicked out. Oh my. Oh my. He crowns him! King Matrik performs the crown. And what a kip up. Ladies and gentlemen, things might change right here. King Matrik and Evil Uno. I can't believe what I just saw. King Matrik never goes on the top turnbuckle, never does anything aerial like that. This is the first. Oh, there's the Egyptian fusion, or the Emerald Flosion, if you will, on Evil Uno, but he's not going for the pin. He is not going for the kill. Oh, wait a minute, maybe he is. Tongue and death grip. Tongue and death grip. Sky Stanley in position to make sure. Sky Stanley rings the bell. Sky Stanley rings the bell. and it seems that King Cairo has also earned 5 points. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible turn of events. Oh! An inverted STO. An inverted STO on the turnbuckle pattern. That could change things as well. The match is not over. It might be 2-0 for the King's Court, but the Dark Horde still have an opportunity to score a pinfall or two, or maybe even a submission. Well, now King Cairo has earned himself 5 extra points, or 5 points as well, which means that both Matrik and Cairo are tied at 5. Oh, Uno now with the hot tag on Strongbad. Oh, he dodges. Come on, King. Oh, wait a minute. That's like a full Nelson or a half Nelson sleeper hold of some kind. I couldn't quite see the angle. The angle was a little bit off. Oh my. Strongbad is in deep dog shit. What the? Another aerial attack! King Matrik performs 2 aerial attacks in this match. The man is huge. He's a freaking tank. And this guy thinks he's Rey Mysterio Jr. Well, now, don't over-exaggerate things here, Johnny. You only did a freaking double axe handle blow. That's not a Rey Mysterio maneuver. However, a missile dropkick is, in fact, an incredible high-risk maneuver, especially a man of his size, not going from the turnbuckle, which is the corner post, but the actual ropes, the top ring ropes. It's not like you can't do tight rope walking on that. You got to be very, very agile, and there's no way on earth that King Matrik is as agile as a Rey Mysterio Jr. Totally not. But it was still breathtaking to see King Matrik springing out of nowhere and then drop kicks him. Oh, a second Stone Cold Stunner by Evil Uno. The audience are not too thrilled with what they're seeing here. The Dark Horde are not fan favorites. No, they're not, Rick. They're absolutely not. They're hated. Nobody wants to join the Dark Horde. And as the momentum shifts, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight in this championship series match, look at this, a torture rack. Sky Stanley rings the bell. All 3 members have earned themselves 5 points. They're all in the lead. And the score is now 3-0 in favor of the King's Court. Absolutely breathtaking performance from these superstars. And now Evil Uno had the ankle lock. And the momentum has shifted indeed in favor of the Dark Horde. Now that the Dark Horde managed to secure some kind of pinfall victory, at least you can say it was a pretty tight competition, because so far the King's Court is absolutely demolishing the Horde. It's their night. Rick, anything can happen in this business. In this show, just about anything can happen. Beautiful DDT. Springboard tornado style DDT by Evil Uno on Jimmy King. And there's about 8 minutes left on the clock. Certainly the Dark Horde have a plan up their sleeves, and that was a straight boot to the face. That's not gonna sit well. That is totally not gonna sit well. But Jimmy King kicks out at 1. Absolutely amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Championship Series here on Fantasy Pro Wrestling. You are watching the Dark Horde, Evil Uno, Strongbad, and Burnov go up against the King's Court, Jimmy King, King Matrik, and King Cairo. The score is now 3-0 in favor of the King's Court. And it seems to me that the Dark Horde, even though they're trying to fight hard and trying to score and try to secure at least a few points here, they're having so much difficulty. Look at that bridged German suplex. Scott Stanley in position, and looks like Strongbad was trying to save his tag team part. Great wrestling from these amazing athletes. These guys are the future of fantasy pro wrestling. King Cairo, by the way, wrestles for No Mercy. So it's incredible to see that kind of dynamics, but this is the championship series after all. And hey, we want to see teams. We want to see a unionized group of men and women. Let's not forget the ladies. You know, we want to see teams compete. We want to see the best of the best compete. This is where they go, Rick. This is where they go to wrestle. Absolutely, I totally agree with you on that one. Now we're going to see more double team here. Strongbad on the top rope. Oh my goodness. Double foot stomp across the chest, but the back was against the knee. And yet somehow King Cairo bounces himself back up to code. How the hell does King Cairo do this? You have me there, Rick. I mean, I saw that with my own eyes, and I'm like, double foot stomp to the chest, and your back is being...
Circle K is home to the ice-cold Polar Pop. It's made of polar foam, so it stays cold longer. And you can get any size cup for just 89 cents every day. Just 89 cents. So stop by Circle K today and grab an ice-cold 89-cent Polar Pop. It stays cold longer. Only at Circle K. Pour it in the Polar Pop.
And yet King Cairo is just walking it out. He's just brushing it off as if it doesn't even matter. As if it doesn't make a damn difference. Well, Strongbad is going to continue fighting to the very last minute to at least score some kind of point. But it seems to me that the King's Court has this match hook, line, and sinker. Because each of these men have earned themselves 5 points. Oh, wait a second. Evil Uno gets a point. Hold on a second here. What's happening here? Well, it looks as though that Sky Stanley is counting. And right now, it looks like the Dark Horde are the ones that are winning. Ladies and gentlemen, the score is now 3-3 in favor of the Dark Horde. Just like that, Sky Stanley was counting somebody. I think that someone was King Matrik. Well, we didn't see that, ladies and gentlemen, but to me, for the next 5 minutes, it's pretty much do or die, semper fi, gung ho, gung ho, gung fucking ho. Somebody in the audience has a sign that says, bank statement says you're broke. Well, I don't know who the hell they're talking about, but these men are pretty much financially up to code. I don't know about Oliver Platt, however, but anyways. 4.5 minutes remaining in this championship series match, fans. 3-3 in favor of the Dark Horde. Will we get a 4-3? Uno saves the day. Uno's got the 3 points right now for the team. but it's all done by disqualification. And you said, Rick, in your presentation that you cannot really earn any points for the team itself individually by disqualification or count out, and that's considered a count out or a disqualification, correct? Yes, count out is only if the legal wrestler, is outside the ring for more than the referee's 10 count. Disqualification can occur if a weapon is being involved, but also staying in the ring too long when you're not supposed to be in the ring. Sky Stanley calls for the bell. It is now 4-3 in favor of the King's Court. King's Court, ladies and gentlemen, is in the lead. King Matrik has now earned himself another set of submission points, which means he's got a total of 10 points just for himself. That's impressive. I mean, that is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with 3 minutes remaining, Rick, anything can happen. If we get another disqualification in favor of the Dark Horde, we might get a draw game here tonight. Yes, but the thing is, what I don't understand is that in this championship series, so far right now, the King's Court has this one in the ballpark. I mean, they have a total of 15 points individually, but as a team, it's 4 points, 4 wins, over 3. And should something happen, which I can see right now, it looks like to me that Jimmy King is causing a bit of a rift here. Sky Stanley in position. Oh, Evil Uno manages to break up the pin, but Sky Stanley got himself involved. He's got to get out of there. King, get out of there, bud. 2 minutes remains on the clock. 4-3 in favor of the King's Court. If the Dark Horde scores another point somehow, some way, we're going to be at a draw game, and I have no idea what that means. But yes, in this match situation, it would be a draw. That means nobody would win. But technically, the King's Court have won this match based on the individual points. And you will see all this, ladies and gentlemen, as the series proceeds. Oh, Jimmy King! Jimmy King forfeit! It's now 4-4! 4-4 in favor of the Dark Horde! Wait a minute! It's now 5-4! 5-4 in favor of the King's Court! Strongbad was able to secure his legitimate submission hold victory on King. Jimmy King, that is. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it seems to me that Strongbad is the legal man. He is the legal man, and he's got 45 seconds left to make history in the making. If he can secure one more point for the team, it'll now be 5-5. But so far, it's 5-4 in favor of the King's Court. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You just can't help yourself, eh, Johnny? You have to quote World Tour on that one, don't you? Well, I missed the 1 minute left mark. I gotta try something at least. A bridged butterfly suplex. 10 seconds remains on the clock. Look at those numbers appear on the screen. Evil Uno's got 3 points to the team. 3, 2, 1. Hell of a kick. And as a result, ladies and gentlemen, the King's Court wins this matchup with the score of 5-4. Strongbad had even the playing field, making an incredible performance. If anything else, Strongbad would be the MVP. Evil Uno got 3 points straight from BS. BS or not, Johnny, those are still points that he has earned for his team, and that was a massive difference maker in this matchup here. Indeed, and there it is, folks. There's the team. King Matrik to your left, King Cairo in the middle, and Jimmy King to your far right. These men are going to now advance on in the championship series, and they're going to be competing this fall in our second round, if you will, fans. Our second round of the championship series. This is going to shape up to be something incredible. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, looks to me that the King's Court will now be meeting the Black Wrestling League, the B.W.L, for their second round match. So it should be interesting to see the King's Court and the B.W.L duke it out in our FPW Championship Series. Absolutely. Fans, that was Rick Rocker and myself, Johnny Albaganoush, in the broadcast table. We hope you have enjoyed this portion of the Championship Series. Rick right now is going to be leaving the booth to speak with our next match's competitors, Jesse Decay and Winston the War Beast. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Lots more wrestling action here on FPW Championship Wrestling.